Seahawks have their defensive coaching staff starting to come together after a couple of decisions seem to have gotten made. Clint Hurtt will be promoted to defensive coordinator from his current position of assistant head coach in charge of the D.
We ready to roll? Clint Hurtt, this is going to be very interesting. Oh my God.
The Seahawks have found their new defensive coordinator. According to multiple reports, the Hawks have promoted defensive line coach Clint Hurtt.
The biggest story we've been talking about, though, today is Clint Hurtt, the most impressive opening press conference I can remember in my time here.
First thing I'll say is this. I believe if you have a goal and what you want to get to, the opportunities that you want, you have to prepare yourself along the way. So it's not like, since I've been in the chair and I haven't been very long, I've always prepared myself year after year after year. If I was in this situation, what would I do? How would I organize my meetings? How would I want my staff to be structured? How would you delegate responsibilities? The biggest thing right now for us is just about expectations for the staff, certain projects that I want these guys to take ownership of, and also that helps me learn the coaches.
Clint's a very unique person.
Win or go home, that's what it's all about. Lay it on the line, that's what you work all year for. We got it now right in front of us.
In so many ways, he's got so many interests and so many things about him that allow him to be singled out, kind of. He's a huge man. He's got a great presence, got just great command and personality, getting along with people and all of that.
It only works, all right, if we stay together. Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Stern, strong. Players really respond to his toughness.
Let's introduce you to the new defensive coordinator.
Play the music! Listen, I was on Netflix yesterday watching the special on Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, buddy! When he get ready to lift all them goddamn plates.
He has an expectation, and he demands it every single day, nothing less, nothing more. And the thing about him is, once you put it on tape and he's seen you do it before, he's going to hold you to that standard.
Come on, Alton! There ain't no guard, they got slant! Let's go!
So if it's not there, he's going to call you out on it. But it's all love because we love each other. You know what I mean? There's love there. And once you do it one time, it's like, okay, now that you know you can do it one time and I know you can do it one time, let's do it every time.
How's everybody doing? Good. Ready to roll when you are. This is not a position that I just started to prepare myself for. This has been years in the making. If you want to be great at something, you have to put your head where you want to
The offseason fundamentally is about recapturing your work ethic and hard work. That's if you don't get back to that and you get distracted or caught up in a bunch of other things, you're not going to be able to take it as far as it can go. So it starts off with the work mentality.
We got to give everything we got every chance we go, and no matter where we're going, no matter what we're doing, we're expecting any phase of our program, whether it's in meetings, whether it's in walkthroughs, whether it's in the weight room, wherever you're working, whether it's how you're taking care of yourself by the way you eat and recover and get yourself right. We want to make sure that we're giving everything we got.
Our guys get after it right from the beginning. We expect them to be in shape to get in shape, and then away we go. And then it's the big teaching learning phase. I mean, this whole thing is a big teaching learning phase. Teachers got to do a great job, but they're not doing any good unless the learners are learning. So our ability to communicate, make sense, create ways that we can really take our guys to places that maybe we can be ahead of other teams, and hopefully that's what we're shooting for. We're trying to teach better than anybody's taught. We're trying to learn better than anybody's learned, and compete at that at all times.
Uh-oh, we ready to roll?
My philosophy in coaching is number one, is to be a clear and concise teacher. So they have a clear understanding of what's being asked, not only within their job, but also the full scheme of what's going on around them. So, practice today. Hit the schedule. The format and the layout of today has not changed at all. All right, keep me moving, Shad. Appreciate you. All right, so nothing has changed from this standpoint. Couple things though, really the only big one, when we get to individual today, all right, Indy today, we're gonna go through all of our backer fire zone or backer one hug games. Okay, so you guys will start off Indy with your coaches, OLBs, IOBs, all right, and D-line, and then I'll yell for you guys, we'll all come together and we're gonna have our game review and walk through all of our stuff. I think a lot of the players currently today, and I'm a big believer in this, that you got to understand the big picture. When you install a defense or you teach a particular technique within the call. This is what we need on Sundays. Is not, we need that pressure. We need those sacks. We got to be able to get off the field on third down. That's why we can't grab and hold on 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 13. So that way when these guys go up there and they go hunt and we're off the field and we don't flip field position to get the ball back to our offense, we don't lose opportunities to get points that help us win the what? Demanding high level of excellence and how you do things, how you go about your professionalism as a person, but also how you go about your drill work, your individual work, team periods, things of that nature, how that carries on downhill. That way when you get to Sundays, all right, you see a reflection of the detail, the attention to detail that you put into your work. We're not going to coach you to be safe. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. We're always going to talk to you about what's your responsibility in the call, what's your leverage. But when you see a play and you know that play is yours, all right, right here, go take the shot. Go take the shot, because if you don't do it out there on the practice field, are you going to do it on Sundays? I mean, you can bet your ass you won't, because you won't have the confidence in yourself to go do it. No coach in this room, if you take that shot in practice, they complete that ball, I'm not going to rip you because they got a completion. I'm going to be pissed off if you don't go take an opportunity to go see if you can go get it your damn self. Everybody understand that? I'm not going to coach you to be scared. All right? Here we go. That's it for corrections. Fellas, let's get better. All right? Let's get better with that stuff today. Nipples, all right, what we already talked about, take that step. All right, let's continue to improve and let's get better. Everybody got me?
I want you to step into the next level of it. I want you to be in the performance mode. No more, we're not installing anything. We're not installing any offense and any new defense these next couple of days. We want to see you perform the shit that you've learned. And we want to see you make it come to life. Show us that you get it. Show us that you understand how you do your version of what we're teaching, and so that we can see you, so that we can learn for us as coaches, one, but also for yourself, also for your teammates. So your teammates can see who you are, who we got, who is this guy, what are we getting out of this, what are we getting out of that, and so that we just grow as we're moving. So what I'm saying is I want this to be 3 days of performing.
Yeah! Get a little cushion. Let's go. Time to go to work. Time to go to work. Tariq, your sorry ass ain't went to work since you got here.
I'm doing the same damn way.
Finish. Q, why are you going with Monet? Are you serious right now?
Come on.
Hell, I would have rather you went by yourself and let Gotel go with Monet. Let's go 75%, not full speed. Here we go, down, set, hut. Good, bang, right there. Excellent.
But we've made a couple of adaptations here with our defense because we've tried to match it to our personnel. We got edge speed. We got guys that can come flying off the freaking edge, and the edge is so important to us as we play it. That's to get us the heat that we want. It starts in the middle, it gets to the edge, and what we have done in the biggest way is we have found our ways to make our stuff fit the guys that we have in our secondary. And the coverage stuff that we're doing that's smart and aggressive and physical and on attack. It features the guys that know how to play the way we want to play. You guys know it. I know you can feel it. I know you understand it. This needs to come to light. They're not going to know what we're playing or when we're playing it. And we're going to put them in every chance that we get so that we can be as aggressive as we've ever been. And I'm fired up to let you guys and cut you guys loose in that thought.
And then at 2x2, we're playing it out. In doubles, you play it out.
Yeah, doubles, you don't have to do a change. It's the 3x1.
That's right.
Okay? All right.
We were really after the top of the top.
We brought in some coaches that, really are eager to, teach everybody. It's a defense that, I know Diggs and I are really excited to be a part of. It's very aggressive to where we can be interchangeable, to where we can make a lot of plays on the back end. You know what I mean? You can disguise everything. You can move around. I can be in the box sometimes. I can be in the back end sometimes. I can be blitzing, whatever the case may be. So it's a really creative defense, and, I'm just looking forward to it.
But to get Sean to come in with Carl at the same time, that had such similar backgrounds and processing and learning their football, and that coincided with Clint also. That was a big deal. I wanted a really high level of communication between the staff, not a bunch of hot shots from their own places, and we'd have to try to figure it out how to bring it together. We didn't have that much time. We needed to jump at it and have a really good commonality to the experience that led us to really where we could go beyond just the basics.
Do you want to teach Mabel that way? and use that term and give it that kind of definition, or you want to avoid that and just tell them, we'll just, hey.
You know, we're deep into what we're doing, and we made a tremendous amount of progress this offseason, and we're ready to go. Sean's got great background, great teaching skills. They call him the doc because he's kind of got that academic about him that separates him and makes him unique. Carl is a on the field and in the classroom ball coach, really relates, really makes sense to guys, really makes the job, a complicated job, seem easy to the players. And the continuity of the background of these guys have given us a kind of a fluid approach that's really helped us go a long ways in a short amount of time.
It was really interesting. As fast as everything turned around when I got the position, then it was like, okay, now it's time to put a staff together and having those conversations with Pete and bring this thing full circle. One, you hate the fact that, so the only reason why we were able to get him is because he was available. And then knowing that we had a shot to get him, so appreciative of Pete and John to make that happen. But getting on the phone with him was like, you know, look, you're gonna have a lot of options, some great things going. And obviously if he had an opportunity to continue to coordinate, I was gonna be super happy for him. But I'm like, listen, if I can get you here, it'll be like the dynamic duo.
He wasn't consistent. Where's Will? Big Will took outside linebacker coach Aaron Curry. Inside linebacker coach John Glenn. Come on. JG. Welcoming two new guys to the staff. Sean Desai, assistant head coach working with safeties and nickel. Carl Scott, pass game coordinator, defensive back coach. And not least, my man, Deshaun Shedd, defensive assistant.
If you're going to be in a leadership position, you can't have an ego to it. And I know that's hard in this profession. I have a presence and guys know where I stand, but at the same time, I want to have an open ear and listen. And also, he's a person that I trust. So when he has thoughts and ideas, and I also value the fact that he's went through this as a year for being a coordinator, and to hear the thoughts and things that he's been through, and I can take that message in and hear him out. And he knows how I am as well. We can work well together on that.
Well, you know, we got to know each other really well when we were at Chicago. You know, it was his first job in the NFL, and he's been accomplished through college, and I had already been in the NFL for a year only. So we're both young coaches trying to learn this NFL coaching path, and the roles that he had there as the assistant D-line coach, and then the outside linebacker coach, and me, I was the quality control. We really used each other for support, and we built a real strong relationship based on mutual respect of each other's expertise, and I think that's what sustained our friendship kind of throughout this. And then our families got along really well, which also helps when you're trying to build some authentic relationships. So that was a huge benefit for me when these opportunities opened up here, and he called me and Coach called me, and the ability to come back and work with somebody that you have a good relationship with, because you know what the environment's going to be like. You know that you can be honest and upfront, and that we're all pulling in the same direction.
He's really, really smart. You know what I mean? He's really detailed in the way we go over things. And I mean, I just think it's dope. You know, you heard a lot of good things about him. And, you know, when he gets here, you could tell, like, all those things are true.
If the back steps up ever, and like you said, too, that place that guy can buy him.
Yeah,
It's that cross one, like that scat one.
That's what I'm saying. Now,
That's right. That's right.
it's a whole different
That's a different one.
That's where you got the crisscross.
The first time we had met was in 2014 in Chicago, and we worked together for 3 years, 1 year under Mel Tucker, and then for 2 years under Vic. And that was where our relationship first started. And we had a little common ground because he had worked at University of Miami at one point in time in his career. I was there, so that was the initial part of the conversation and getting to know each other. And obviously being in a lot of meetings and kind of bouncing techniques and thoughts and ideas and how to do different things off of each other. That's how the relationship grew and getting to know each other's families. Now, you know, it's just like one of those deals where, you know, if you ever had a chance to work with a guy again, you always keep a guy in the back of your mind. Every coach keeps a list. If you have an opportunity to become a coordinator or a head coach, you say, if I get a chance to get this guy, I want to do it. And that was an easy one with Sean, just the relationship that I built for those 3 years, and then obviously keep in contact ever since. Is you got to have the ability to know where your weaknesses are, right? So like for me, all the stuff up front and knowing that, I could do that in my sleep. Adjustments, how to run fit, attack protections, all that kind of stuff. I know coverages and understand them, but is that my expertise? No, it's not. Just like if you hire a guy, a defensive back coach to be the D coordinator, his expertise ain't up front. So you know what's his most important hire? Who coaches the D line? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's why it was so important to get Desai and get K. Scott. Bro, he's unbelievable. We were together for 3 years there. So I was like, yeah. So I always looked at it like, if I get a shot, I already know the people I want to go after and go hire. He was one of them.
It's been pretty seamless, to be honest with you. The hardest part of transitions is the family. And they're adjusting well. We decided to get them out here early, so they made some friends, got into some sports, school, and all that stuff. My wife's taking care of everything that we need to take care of, and so it's been fun.
My family is everything for me. My wife is she's the rock that holds everything together, holds it down and keeps it all together. A lot of times for our wives in this profession, they get forgot about because during football season, they're like single parents. So I always acknowledge how great and how valuable she is to us, and she does an unbelievable job with our kids and obviously managing our home and everything and supporting me as well. So obviously I feel inclined to do the same thing for her. With my kids, my daughter Taylor, she'll be 14 this summer. She's getting ready to graduate, or I didn't even know you could graduate from 8th grade, but I guess it's a new thing now. All right, Taylor. Yes. So, you still nervous?
Yeah, I am.
The job is complete. There's nothing to be nervous about.
Well, you're used to speaking in front of a bunch of people. I'm not, so.
This is good practice for you.
Yeah, good practice.
And my son is just finishing up 6th grade right now, so they're always my babies. I refer to them as my babies. I don't care if they're 30 years old. I'm always going to refer to them as that. I want them to dream big. I want them to have huge goals and aspirations and help them achieve those things, and to see the work ethic that they have naturally. It's not something where we got to kind of keep pushing and fighting for them to go, but to see them really push and compete to be the best version of themselves every day. I think we're doing something right. I give all the credit to my wife for that. But, the family is what it's all about. When I'm not here, that's who I'm with and supporting them. So they're everything.
On this account, we should be thankful to everyone who has made this year possible for us, our teachers, admin, staff, custodians, family. Our gratitude goes to them for doing their best, and I hope those mentioned can recognize our appreciation dedicated towards them. Thank you for leading us throughout this experience, one that we can only live once. All our memories here are thanks to our teachers for giving us the education that we need to advance into high school, and our parents for wanting and providing us with many good support.
Taylor Hurtt.
As most people know, I'm a people person as it is. So to me, I don't have the fight on that. Yeah, there's a lot of time that comes here, but my wife understood that early. My kids also understand it, and I'm like, listen, football is the second part of our family. It's extended family. So Dad's gonna work to be great at this because this is what I'm passionate about. And I tell my kids, what you're passionate about, what you want to do, I'm gonna support that, whatever that may be. And sometimes when you want to be great at something, there could be a little level of selfishness to it, because if you really want to be great, you're going to dedicate so much time and energy to that, it could take away sometimes from the people that you love. I tell my kids, my daughter, I said, if you want to be a doctor and go be a surgeon, you got to spend time in school, go do that, and I'm going to support you all the way. And that means I don't see you for a couple Christmases and whatnot, then it is what it is, because if you're the best doctor in the world, then it was worth every minute that you had to go do that. So I try to explain that to them in a big picture view, and they understand that. So, and they love the Seahawks and what we've been about here. So it is extended family to them.
Coach Hurtt is like that father figure, You don't want to let him down, so he has like that father figure, look to him, and that's how he coaches. So, when he says something or he corrects you on something, it's coming from a good place, and he's trying to get the best out of you. And then when he gets on you, you're like, okay, now I know I need to be doing everything right, so he doesn't get on me like that. So he definitely has that father figure coaching style, and a lot of coaches are like that, but that's what I see from him. And since I've been here, it's been very great to be coached by a coach like him.
My father's been in my life, all my life is still that too, because of what he demands. You know what I mean? He demands that high expectation, the things that you can do, the things that you've shown. He wants it all the time. And he's gonna get it out of you too. And the thing about it is, like, even if you're having a bad day, Hurt has the ability to, I can I can be that coach that gets on your ass a little bit, but at the same time I can calm down and I can eat with you and I can talk to you, or I can meet you in the hallway and we could just have a conversation or just text the phone. So that's the cool part about it is like he's not afraid to not only give that strong hand but still love you on the other side. So that's what makes him special.
People on the outside didn't really know too much about Coach Hurtt, but we did because he's been here, and everybody kind of knew that he would eventually ascend to this role. Didn't know it would be here, but he's got great coaching qualities. I think the best thing about him is that he's going to tell you straight up what it is and what it's not. And I think that's the best thing for a player to have as a coach, somebody to keep it real with you all the time.
The thing is, if guys know where they stand, they ultimately end up performing better. And they have to understand too, the coaches were accountable as well to get them prepared, develop them, give them every answer to the test that they can possibly have. So I just view it as leading by example, but also vocalize it as well when things are not to the standard that they need to be.
Y'all gotta hide this. People not supposed to know.